Thing on. Hello, Pack 5 families. You out there? Oh, there you are. Hey guys, it's Mike Desero. I'm just want to give you guys an overview of what's happening here with the pack for the 2020 calendar year. We've obviously circumstances and the times have changed greatly, and I want you to know that our leadership within the pack has really put a lot of time and effort into trying to create some sort of a normalcy around a program, that adheres to current social distancing guidelines, while still keeping some of the pack tradition and familiarity that you're accustomed to as well. So we're going to take a few minutes and kind of go over everything. And obviously, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, and there'll be a slide at the end here with my information as well. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is how we're going to meet. We've come to the conclusion that our pack is going to meet 100% remotely via Zoom. The pack has agreed to pick up the cost of Zoom, so we're not limited to a 40-minute free meeting. We can actually cover all the things we would traditionally in a pack meeting. We will incorporate some virtual activities into those. Um, Health and safety is our number one priority, and we wanted to make sure that even though it's okay to have outdoor gatherings currently in the state of Connecticut for groups of 100 or more, in indoor for that matter, um, things are more than likely going to change, right? And we don't want to go backwards in our progress. So we decided to start off with this hybrid model, especially for the pack meetings being remote. We know we're covered with a large group, because when you count all the scouts that we have, all the scouts that may join, and then all the family members that are part of the pack, our numbers can get pretty large pretty quickly. So we decided to keep this the pack remote for those reasons. Our den meetings, we're going to try to do in person and remote once each per month, depending on the rank. Okay, so as your older scouts, your AOLs, your Weeblos, your Bears, even to an extent your Wolves, the program is a little more in depth, right? There's a lot of requirements that won't be done necessarily in one meeting. So you need to meet more often, or work on things individually at home and whatnot. So those older scouts should be meeting once to twice a month. The hope is once in person, and then once remote, also via Zoom. So the outdoor activities have them listed here: hiking, fishing, bike safety, cleanups, nature observation. All that's encouraged, right? We want to keep social distancing in mind while we're doing that. With a smaller group in the individual dens, we feel like there's better control around keeping everybody as distant and as safe as possible. Your meeting locations will be reviewed by your den leaders. I know some are currently doing that now. So if you've met in a church, for example, in the past, we want to make sure that that church can still, is still willing to host, or allow your dens to meet there. Currently going into this year, that there's um, no qualms about it. So it is possible your meeting locations may change as a result, but I would connect with your den leaders, or your den leaders should be reaching out to you to notify. Fundraising. Um, as you guys know, our Colonel Patty Bird and our Bean Master Chris Urtaco have reached out to the pack recently, um, just around the two big ones that we're going to focus on, which is popcorn and the Giving Bean. Um, we lost Berlin Fair this year. That's about a $2,500 fundraiser for the pack. It really hurts that it's not happening this year. But like everybody, we have to make do with what we have, and we've got to be creative in how we're going to fundraise. So I think a good thing to keep in mind is that the popcorn is important. The costs that are raised by that will help defray pack costs, and we'll get into what pack costs look like on the next slide here. The Giving Bean fundraiser, all those proceeds go directly to you, directly to the scout. That will go right into your account for dues. Um, we haven't done this traditionally in the past where we've allocated specific fundraisers for specific individuals. It's always kind of been a pack wide thing, but we feel like, given the times right now, it's important that if you're going to be fundraising, um, that it is going toward the scout, some incentive there. Where we want to try to continue bottle drives, I know in the past, it's traditionally it's a lot of work, but we've made a good amount of money on bottle drives, and I wanna see us continue to do that. Our town is terrific in supporting them. Um, we are looking into a new redemption center in Windsor with fewer rules on sorting. So I know if you've been a part of the bottle drives in the past, we've had to separate them out into 18 different bins. We could be looking at more than likely 4, 5, 6 different sorting varieties. We're going to get to more on that here in the next few weeks. September 12th, we do have one scheduled for the time being, and we're hoping that we'll be able to do that. I'll be sending out more information on the breakdown of what that looks like. But just briefly, it'll be 45-minute shifts per den to still keep the groups smaller. But everybody will be encouraged to participate in that. We've already reached out to Brian Benigni and Meg Sorois, the superintendent and principal of Willard, and both have given us the approval to still hold those bottle drive events at the school, obviously keeping in social distancing in mind and making sure that we're as safe as possible, wearing gloves, masks, so forth. And the other thing we'll potentially look into doing is selling beef sticks right there at the bottle drive. So as cars pull up to go drop off their cans and bottles, scouts will have an opportunity to offer the beef sticks for $1 and hopefully get a little bit of face-to-face fundraising activities going. The cost. Okay, this is probably the toughest part for the pack for myself, but I think it's important that we're transparent on how it all works. Even though times are tough and whatnot, the cost of scouting has gone up, and we want to be transparent with that to you. The total for 2020 for a youth is $120. 66 of that goes to national fee, so the all around the U.S. of scouting, and $54 of that goes to our council, to the Connecticut Rivers Council. For an adult leader, the 2020 total fee is $60. That's $42 going toward national, $18 toward council. Our pack cost per scout historically has been between $25 and $40, depending on the rank of the scout. So what is a pack operating cost? All the loops that you earn, the patches, so on and so forth, right? The insurance, all of that is considered in the pack operating cost. Okay, so how much will it cost you for this year? We've determined that $140 is still going to remain the same. We talked about, but keep doing. If you remember, last year we talked about for this year doing $140 as an early payment option, $160 after that. We're going to nix that for now, given the circumstances. We're going to keep it at a flat 140. The pack, we're a financially stable pack at the moment. Okay, and I emphasize at the moment. We are going to absorb some of those costs. If you look at that, you're looking at anywhere from $185 to $200 cost per scout. For the year, we're still only going to charge $140. We're going to absorb the rest of that. We've never ever charged for leaders. I can't um, I can't express enough how I just can't justify charging somebody, an adult, to volunteer their time and their efforts and building a quality program for our kids. I just can't do it. So we're going to hope to continue that as well. Um, Fundraising, we talked about that in the previous slide. That'll help defray some of the costs, right? We have an opportunity now to fundraise and get your dues potentially 100% paid for. Um, and Mr. Attacco and Mrs. Bird, both talked about that a little bit on their individual fundraisers, but it's a good opportunity for the scout to have a little bit of incentive to get their dues covered for the year. Other costs that we haven't traditionally had before, but may consider just given the circumstances, and again, just social distancing and cleanliness, keeping that in mind. The neckerchiefs and slides. You'll note that in years past, we've had the boys and girls, as they rank up, they hand down their neckerchief and slide to the upcoming rank behind them. We are not going to do that this year, just for obvious reasons. We want to just keep that to a minimum. If you do want to have your scout have a current neckerchief and slide, you are welcome to purchase that on your own through the Scout Shop in East Hartford or Scouting online. You can purchase those. Because we're remote for a good portion of the time, we are going to relax that requirement of the uniform of having the neckerchief. You don't have to, but by all means, if you want to, we would 100% support that. The handbooks are the other thing. We've used our Scoutbook platform, and we're going to continue to use our Scoutbook platform for for all of this year and beyond. Quite frankly, a lot of the guidelines for each rank. All of our leaders have their leader guides and in how each of the scouts will achieve rank. But a lot of those are highlighted also within Scoutbook. But if you don't want to use that and you're a little more hands-on and you're going to do a little bit more scouting at home, which is okay, we encourage that as well. You can also purchase the handbook. I think they're about $10. Again, totally up to you, but that's possible costs that could occur. That's it in a nutshell. I know we've taken a little bit of time here, but as always, if you have any questions at all, I will make myself available for you. Please call, text, email me. My information is right here on this slide. I'd be happy to talk to you. Of course, if you're den leaders, reach out to them. And again, if they can't answer something or you want to just talk to me, I will be available. This is my my first year as official Cub Master here, and I am still passionate about this. I want this to succeed. I know we have some challenges on here, but I do have all the faith in the world in this pack. You guys are a great bunch of families, and I really hope that that we can work together to continue the great tradition, our 70 years of charter at Pac 5 Willard, and I'm really looking forward to what this year has to offer. So with that, I wish you all a great day, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I hope to talk to you soon. Yours in scouting, Cub Master Mike Desra.